And I'm back here. I've got some, gonna sit here and eat some grapes and talk to you. I just like Knuckles, the kid now. That's his favorite food, grapes. I'm gonna sit here with some grapes and talk to you a little bit more about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Okay, so 2 more chapters down. And boy, oh boy, this game is magical. It really is magical. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've had this sort of like, you know, emotional attachment and excitement to any sort of like real, you know, significant piece of media for maybe like 20 years. I mean, I need to dwell this over, right? I don't think anything's made me feel this way. This type of like sense of adventure and joy and, you know, love for the characters since Lord of the Rings trilogy. I really think so. This game is beautiful. Is absolutely beautiful. And so the next sections I've been through is I passed through the Mithril Mines. I think I'm not going to eat grapes during this. And boy, oh boy, if the Mithril Mines is kind of like the... So we're kind of like, you know, what's the game? You've got these open world sections, you've got these towns, and then you've got sort of like these dungeons. And so if the dungeons are kind of, you know, they're still linear, they're still like, it's still a hallway, right? But if the dungeons are in the style of like Nibelheim, we had in Chapter 1, Rising Up the Mountain, the Mithril Mines we had in Chapter 3, well, that's beautiful, man. It's just like such a unique environment. The combat was fun. You know, the goofy little puzzles or whatever were interesting. It looked wonderful. Just all the caves and the lighting. It looked like an end game area. Do you know what I mean? It was so exciting. I loved being there. The boss fights were fun. The Turks and everything. It's just like, oh my god. That section was great. There was one moment where I did get lost. Because, you know, everybody complained that they removed the yellow paint. So I couldn't find where to climb for a hot minute. But whatever. Really, really beautiful. You know, loved hearing Barrett talking in the mines, you know, about like his past, working in mines, how he's committed to saving the planet with these guys. It's fucking wonderful. I'm having a difficulty expressing how much joy this game's giving me. Step outside, Junon, you know, exit the cave, Breath of the Wild moment again, Skyrim start, you know, again, Oblivion, whatever, you step in the open world, oh my god. Stepped into the Junon region, looks completely different to the grasslands. I had loads of fun there. Getting myself the mountain chocobo. I guess you're getting the chocobos a bit out of order here, but whatever. Climbing up the mountains, new enemies, whatever. The new side quest leading to the Gilgamesh part was you go in Fort Condor and you go in it and you revert back to the polygon versions of yourselves from the original game, and so much fun, so much personality, oozing with fucking personality. Another one of those Gilgamesh sequences, and you hear the battle from... when that boss happens, and we get the FF7 remake version... You know, Gilgamesh, the guy wasn't in the original FF7. But when we get that Gilgamesh boss fight in this game, and they play like a full version of the Battle on Big Bridge, it's going to be wonderful, man. This game is so fucking joyous. It is so joyous, man. It is so unbelievably joyful. So I had loads of fun doing. I did everything in Junon. I did everything in the, you know, all the possible side quests that were there. Every little collectible thing. It's just so much fun. And the world still looks beautiful. Looking out in the distance, you could see the actual Fort Condor. I was losing my shit over that. I don't usually take photos in games, but like I want to take photos in this. I love it, man. I love it. And I went back to the grasslands. You know, because you can either go all the way through the Mithril Mines, go back to the grasslands. But I got the Chocobo carriage from doing the side stuff. So I could go back to the grasslands. And you go back to the grasslands and you go back to Calm as well. So just being in the grasslands, all going back to the city of Calm. Like, the days progressed. It's now getting into sort of like twilight and like sunset-y time. And the whole place looks so beautiful in the new lighting. The lighting Although it can be goofy at times when you're moving from like dark to light areas or light to dark. The lighting though in general in this game is like so important and so beautiful, and you go back to that area and it looks like mwah. The love and care and attention that seems to have been put in just like every little corner of this game. Boy oh boy. It gets the under Junon, talking to the people there, getting the little, games of Queen's Blood in with some of the people there. Yuffie comes back, linking to the intermission that they did for the PS5 for a remake. Goofy little dolphin mini game where riding around with dolphins. I love this, man. The full condom video game, fun as fuck. Running around riding on a dolphin, fun as fuck. The interactions in the hostel there, where Tifa and Cloud are getting closer again to that. They're feeling each other out. Cloud's like, you died in Nibelheim, 5 years ago I thought you died. Tifa's like, where the fuck you been for the last 5 years? None of this makes any sense. They're feeling each other like that. They're feeling out their emotions. It's the characters and the personality and everything just like shine so beautifully in this game. This game's getting so like this sort of like me gushing over it isn't unique to me. People are loving this game, and I get it. I get why. The combat is so much fun. It's so varied. The side stories and the side quests are engaging. The main story is, oh my god. It pains me that I'm not just blitzing through the main story because I need to know what happens. But I'm finding it hard to rush myself. I just want to bask in these environments and explore and everything. And I don't know, man. It's hitting. It's delivering. But the character interactions, man, it's like I'm increasingly loving these characters more and more. I can start to think about them and I can cry if I want to. I'm being real. I can start to think about them and I can cry if I want to. It's incredible, man. The Phoenix summon boss fight in that area. Oh my god. Fighting the monster coming from the lake to save Yuffie. It was great. And then getting into actually like the upper Junon. And then as soon as the new orchestral, marching band version of the parade, the Welcome Rufus music, oh my god. It was just like so joyous. It just like hit me inside, like for real. And every new location I get to like blows my mind. Every chapter. Going up to Nibelheim, I'm like, this is crazy. I end up in Calm. I'm like, this place is crazy. The market, everything, it's so full of personality. I step out into the open world, into the grasslands. I'm like, oh my fucking god. I get to the swamps and do that boss battle. I'm like, this is epic. I go through the Mythical Mines. I'm like, this looks like an end of a game. I step into a new open world of Junon, and I'm like, look at this, like, twilighty paradise. I go up to, the Junon city, and it's, like, living with life, and it has that music going, and, like, I collected everybody from my marching band, and I did my marching band with, like, so much joy. This game is so special. And it's, like, it's just, like, this perfect mix of just, like, continuing, and it's revisiting something you love. It's for people like me, which is not, I'm not exclusive to this, but maybe I'll talk about this a bit more. It's revisiting something you love and attached to. It's not simply remaking it, so it's not just like pure member berries, right? You get something new, you get a whole new spin on it. It's new gameplay, but the new gameplay's fucking dope. There's new side contact, but the new side contact fucking dopes. There's new graphics and visuals, which is so beautiful. There is new characterization and interactions through the character, which is peak, right? There is the music. The music's like next level. It's everything. It's so many things culminating and just creating this like really, really infectious experience for me. I'm being serious. I don't know how much I've like deeply, purely enjoyed and felt like this like massive sense of adventure for something in like 20 years. For like 20 fucking years. This game is like, it is it for me. I'm going to be rambling on about this as just being like this great thing for like the rest of my life. If this continues the trend it's on, it's like, I've only played like the first, I'm just in fucking Junon. I've got on the boat now to go to Costa del Sol. Do you know what I mean? Like, I haven't scratched the game. There's so much more to come, and I'm already just like deeply, deeply, deeply in love with this shit. Like deeply in love with this shit. And what I am kind of finding interesting and whatever is it hasn't sold crazy. It hasn't sold crazy. Like, I think it sold like 250,000 in Japan, right? Maybe a little bit less. Now, in the same period of time, 16, I think that was closer to like 0.3, 0.4 million. I don't know if this... So 16 kind of did like, you know, well. 15 managed to do really well after, you know, the discounts and being like quite evergreen and selling a lot over time for quite cheap. But I am curious if, like, you know, because in my eyes, like, Final Fantasy is one of those, like, peak franchises or whatever, and it's like, you know, it sells systems, it shuts down Japan for people to play. I don't know if anybody under the age of 30 gives a shit about this game. Now that doesn't matter. I don't need the thing I like to be crazy popular, right? But I'm just curious from, like, the success and continuation of the series. Has Final Fantasy grabbed, like, any young fans in, like, a significant way? Because I don't think it has. I think it's kind of like completely missed out on that stuff. And Zoomers and then Gen Alpha, I don't think they give two shits about the Final Fantasy, which is interesting. But there is, you know, as beautiful and incredible this game is, I do appreciate that there is like a barrier to entry. Like I said this in a little in another video I did. Like, you want to play original, you want to do Crisis Core. Right? You probably want to watch Advent Children, right? And you obviously want to play Remake. And then you want to play the, you know, the intermission scheduled for PS5. It's a lot of work, you know, if you're just coming in from ground zero to, like, enjoy this to kind of, like, the peak it is. But I do really think it's not just pure nostalgia for Final Fantasy that's making, Final Fantasy VII specifically, it's making me love this so much, because I didn't care for Remake at this level. It's just they have elevated everything just so much more. I can't wait to play more. I'll come back again in 2 or 3 chapters and tell you what I've been up to, but I'm so fucking happy. I love playing this game. I love thinking about this game. I love just soaking all of it in. It is beautiful. It is beautiful.